My biggest strength would probably be, actually I've heard from a lot of people, my positive attitude. I tend to be very upbeat, you know, come on, let's get this done, it's going great. I actually have a teammate, she laughs at me every time she asks, how's that look? I always say, beautiful. And she laughs at me, she's like, do you know any other words? I'm like, cute. So, leader, because I'm more of the one, okay, let's get this done, we need to get this done, we've still got this to do. And I do have a sense of humor, so it's not uncommon for us to be laughing at the same time. So
it's always a good
it's nice to break the ice. I actually like to work with all of the different elements in pastry. I mean, they've all got so many different applications that you can use them for, and they're all very different mediums. Sugar you can use as far as like pastillage, which is like a sugar porcelain. You can use it for blown pieces or poured pieces. You know, cake, you've got your typical covered in icing, and then there's the chocolates. There's just lots of different applications that are really, really cool. As far as people I would work with, I would like for it to be very open, very friendly, very open door. That's a big phrase they use a lot in the business world, open door policy, especially with supervisors. As far as materials, I'd like, you know, as up to date as possible. You know, you can make do with some things, but there's some things you just have to have the newest. When I came into culinary, I was looking at the different things and the different classes I would be taking, and I'm going, oh my gosh, there is no way I'm going to be able to get all of that done. And now that I look back and I look at pictures and stuff that I've taken, I'm like, wow, I did that. That is so cool. I mean, even looking at it with my mom, whenever she was flipping through the pictures with me, she's like, when did you do that? I'm like, oh, 2 quarters ago. She's like, I didn't see that. Well, she's a diabetic, so I didn't take a lot of it home. I just went straight to work. Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of really neat things that I've learned that I didn't think that I would be able to master before. They provided me with the ability to come to the classes. They were able to help me find the aid to come. They provided the classes with the instructors. And I think they've really kind of almost acted as like a crutch to help you figure out, you know, this is definitely what I do. Yes, I can do this. So it's kind of their help pushing you along. I had a lot of, man, that would be so cool to be able to do that. But for me, it really all started whenever I had my son. I said, you know what, I think from now on I'm just going to make all of my kids' birthday cakes. And I, for some reason, picked a very ambitious pattern, and I went with it, and it turned out really, really well. And after that, people were like, oh, could you do this? Could you do this? And then I got to think, and I'm like, you know, I'd really love to be able to do that. And then it actually took my niece pushing me into it. I filled out the application, and I kept coming up with reasons not to pay the processing fee for it. And she's like, how are you going to know what's going to happen if you don't just submit the stupid thing? And she was only 9 or 10 at the time, and I'm like, you're right. So I submitted it, and here I am. Rest is history. Tonight I made white chocolate brownies, also known as blondies. Yummy, yummy. I've never made them before. We had to prepare them all the way from measuring out the ingredients to melting the chocolate. Mise en place for the brownies would just be measuring out the ingredients, making sure you had the bowls you needed, make sure you had all of your tools out that you needed, along with getting everything ready for the mixer, make sure you preheat the oven, get the pan ready, just different things like that. With baked items, there's different ways that you can make them look pretty, or make them look, you know, not even actually like what it is. You know, cake, you can make cake look like different things. You can make a cake look like a hamburger. There's so many different things. I mean, one of my, I think my midterm for my cakes class, I made my carved cake look like an ice cream sundae. So, I mean, it's really, it's what you can perceive it to be. It's what you can see in your head that is what you make it. I was more of the musical inclined. I can't draw to save my life, but give me something that's 3D and I can do it. So I didn't learn to cook until I got married. I was one of those, I cooked because I had to. I didn't want us to starve. And it kind of just went from there. Baking things, learning to cook things. I have a friend who comes over now. Whenever she has dinner with us, she just laughs. She's like, you know, and you were so afraid you were going to starve. It's an art because you can turn it into anything that you can imagine. It's a business because people always want it, and it's something that you can make money at while doing something that you love. And it's a lifestyle because you're either a full-blown baker or you just do it as a hobby. So I mean, it kind of takes control of you, and it's all three. That one was hard to answer. I get volunteered for so much, it's ridiculous. My son's in kindergarten, and he's like, my mommy will bring the cookies, my mommy can bring the cupcakes, and he's already making plans for his t-ball team. I'm like, dude, you're gonna have to give me some time here.